Hi guys. This episode we're going to talk about obstacles, or I don't even know what I'm going to title it. Maybe iPhones in films or phones in films. I was on a forum and I saw someone say, "Is anyone else struggling with the idea of a telephone in a film? Like a telephone just solves all the problems. If something's wrong, people just pick up the phone." This is modern conveniences making it harder to tell the old sort of stories where you're locked in a cabin in the woods. So you've got to introduce that shabby line where someone goes, "Oh, there's no reception up here, is there?" That's a simple solution. Or an email, you could send an email, but in the old days you used to have the envelope and you used to drop. A spy would drop an envelope or put his newspaper down on a table and someone else would pick it up and walk away. You had to physically move things around, which was all fascinating for a story. But now it's an encrypted email. WhatsApp, I think, is encrypted, and you can get all these communication apps that remove all those issues. So why don't we use those as an obstacle in themselves? Don't use the phone as an obstacle as such, and don't do the whole, we don't have reception. Think of a reason why your character couldn't call. This now gives you an opportunity for that little bit more complexity. What would be the outcome of making a phone call? What would be wrong with calling the police? I myself have just done this in a story. The way I outline is I write dot points and questions, and it ends up being 70, 80, 100 lines long of, would he do that? Wouldn't he do that? That doesn't sound like him. Then he does this, then he does that. She wouldn't do that, but she may do this. And I'll even write things like, he needs a confidant. And I'll put that in because he needs someone to talk to explain something to the audience. I know it's got to be around here somewhere. And in one of my dot points, I put in this particular story I'm talking about, why wouldn't he call the police? The movie Duel, the Steven Spielberg, I'm trying to think, the guy that played McLeod on TV wasn't Dennis Hopper. He was a director and genius. I can't remember. But it was in a film called Duel, about a truck driver who just decides to try to kill another person who's driving. And they're just chasing each other down this highway in outback America. And it's the duel between him and the truck driver. Well, why didn't he just call the police? Because they didn't have mobile phones. If you had had mobile phones, how would you write Duel today? You'd have to have a reason why he couldn't call the police. So, okay, you're gonna remake a version of the movie Duel, Steven Spielberg's film. So we're going to make him a reason why he couldn't call. So if the cops turned up, and the obvious one is, and we'll discuss this now, he's a drug dealer. He's got a car full of drugs, and he pisses off a truck driver who then decides he's going to ram him off the road and kill him, which is the premise of the film. So he can't call the cops. But this is delaying him getting these drugs to a certain spot. So now he's getting pressure placed on him from the outside world, his drug boss. So he might even ring his drug boss and say, look, there's a guy chasing me in a truck. And so he's in trouble immediately because why did you do this? Who is he? Kill him, shoot him. There'll be all these external pressures. Maybe the boss thinks that this is another drug gang coming to get him, so he's going to start giving him instructions. But then the truck driver might cut him off and stop him from going to this meeting place. So now his boss suspects him that he's in on some scam to steal the drugs, but it's actually just a psychotic truck driver chasing him down because he flipped him the bird or cut him off. In the original movie, just cut him off in traffic. So he can't use his phone. He can still communicate with the outside world, so he'll bring a bit more dynamics into the story, but he can't ring the cops. So you don't have to sort of do there's no reception out here. You can sort of say, well, if we give him a little bit of reception, we give him a little bit of data, we give him a little bit of something, just enough, maybe have a patchy, have it come in and out, have him be able to communicate and leverage some things, but not all things. The modern world gives us conveniences, and these conveniences we can now use as obstacles in our stories. So if you're faced with one of these obstacles, where it's what am I going to do? List it. Do my outline. Start putting down all the reasons why he wouldn't send an email, all the reasons why he wouldn't make a phone call. Why would he use physical paper? Because he wants a paper trail rather than an email chain. Or he doesn't want the email chain because now it's easier to detect people through electronic means. So they're going to go old school. They're going to leave paper and envelope and put it somewhere. It's a little bit more something that you can explore. All those sorts of things. And it's a mega short little episode. So it's a 6 minute. I'm looking at the clock on the phone. Yeah, the clock on the phone. And it's going to come under 7 minutes. So that's it. Don't look at these things as, I'm going to have to, because the person I was talking to was saying he has to put all his characters in 1980. He only ever writes stuff in 1980 and 1990 now, or older, because technology has killed his ability to tell a story. It hasn't. It has to give you the ability to tell more stories, wider stories. What about phone calls that are coming in from no number? You're a drug dealer, you're getting chased by a truck. The truck's going to kill you. You've rang your boss, and your boss is like, okay, we're going to help you out, get to here. Suddenly you get a phone call, it says no number, you think it's someone from the boss. You answer it, and the guy's like, I need you to do this. Do you work for so-and-so? Just listen to me. I need you to do this. And maybe the truck driver, somehow, it's one of those unexplained things, figures out what your phone number is. See, this communication actually broadens the story, doesn't narrow your ability to tell a story. Okay, guys, like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Should have said that at the front, but hopefully I'll put some things up on the screen. The book is coming. I know, empty promises. But until next time, keep writing. Bye, guys.